In the first period, I spoke a little bit about paying attention to posture. It's one of our habits, I think, as human beings, to want to know better. To approach things that, even though we may have never done them before, to approach them as if we were an expert, as if we know. It's very difficult for us to approach something as a newcomer, as a beginner, to take instruction and to experiment, to try. Even if we've done meditation before, we come into a new environment and a new form, and that group takes the time to give us some instruction, and we resist. We know better. Or perhaps the instruction makes us a little bit uncomfortable. We want to feel at ease and comfortable. But it's important to understand that Zen practice, Zazen, is not a practice of pursuing comfort. This is what we do for the rest of our lives, for the most part. We look at this world and we think about what makes us happy, what we feel will make us complete, what things that we can have that will make us feel better, and we chase after those things. We think about what makes us feel worse, what would we be better off running away from, and we run away from those things. And we spend most of our lives caught between these two poles, chasing after the things that we think, once we have them, once we accomplish them, will be finished. Running away from the things that we feel like once we're rid of them, will be finished. Everything will be fine. But I think all of us can think in our minds of something that we thought, once we got that, it would be great. And we actually accomplished it. We actually got that. We didn't disappear, though, did we? There was no finish line to cross, was there? Likewise, there are things that we thought once we were rid of them, everything would be hunky-dory. And we did get rid of them. And maybe things were hunky-dory, but not for long. This practice of Zen is not about avoidance, but about embracing, engaging, awakening to what's happening in front of us in this moment, in this very activity which is our life. We can get involved in all kinds of things, all kinds of relationships and all kinds of activities, and many times they're quite complex. Many times they're quite distracting. When we engage in Zen practice, we do our best to really provide an environment of simplicity. We have a lot of rules, a lot of structure in Zen, so that we can lean on it, so that we can let go into it, so that we can pay attention to the simple activity of doing fully, wholeheartedly, just what we're doing. This is why I spoke about posture. Because when it comes to Zen practice, the foundation of what we're going to do is just to sit here. And we're going to try and sit as still as possible, to not be distracted by the physical sensations of the body, to not be distracted by the mental images, thoughts, emotions that arise, to not be distracted by the sounds that we hear, but to be open to all of these things, to allow them to arise. So we want to give ourselves the most stable foundation that we can. So we pay attention to how we set things up. If we want a house that's going to be stable, to last a long time, we pay attention to how we build the foundation. If we build a house on a shoddy foundation, that sucker is going to fall over. If we're building a relationship, we want to pay attention to the foundation of that relationship. Integrity, honesty, clarity. There are many ceremonies in Zen practice. There's many aspects of form, but in all aspects of form and in all aspects of ceremony, from a baby naming ceremony to a jukai ceremony to a wedding to a funeral, to every aspect of form and practice, whether it's sitting or chanting, walking, all aspects of Zen practice come back to paying attention to this foundation, the stability and integrity of our mind. We need to understand that the way that we carry ourselves in this world, literally, physically, mentally, emotionally, the way that we carry ourselves in this world feeds back and impacts how we experience our lives. So it's very easy to come into this hall and say, it's just a bunch of bums sitting around. It's easy for us to come into this hall and slap ourselves down on the cushion and say, yeah, I can hold this for 15 minutes. But our objective isn't just to hold it. Our objective is to pay attention to the activity of our lives, which is unfolding before us in each and every moment. And we need to engage in this with our whole body, with our whole heart, and with our whole mind. It's very difficult for us to do if we're hunched over and worried about falling over. So we take in the instruction that we receive. We take in the structure and form that is offered to allow us support. We take in the support and energy of the people that we're practicing with to inspire us and to help us confront what is difficult sometimes. I can't give it to you. I can't wave my magic wand and have you know what it is to experience your own life. I can't describe to you what it is to throw yourself open and to embrace the unfolding activity of this cosmos. But just through this simple activity of sitting, paying attention to your life as it unfolds before you right here in this zendo, you can grasp this for yourself. And this experience, this wordless knowing, is the power of practice and is what is transformational about this practice of Zen. So whether this is your first time or whether you've been coming for months and months and months, each time we come into practice, throw away the know-it-all. Throw away the been there, done that. Throw away the expert and embrace this sit, this moment, this practice as if it is your first time. There's nowhere else for you to be. There's nothing else for you to do. This moment, this practice, right here, right now, is the complete content of your life. So don't waste it. Embrace it.